92% of individuals who set New Year's goals or resolutions fail. And I don't want you to become another statistic. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how 2026 can literally be your best year ever. I want to help you get really clear on that future life that you want to live, that you want to create, but most importantly, how to close the gap on where you are to actualizing your desires. Now, here's why 92% of people fail. They fail because they're trying to lose weight, make more money, better their relationships, or increase their business success as the same version of them, or they're trying to do it at the habit level. Anytime you're trying to do something at the habit level, it would be like mowing the weeds in your garden, trying to make it look prettier rather than just pulling the weeds and planting new seeds. And what I'm really getting at here is you have to create change at the identity level in order to get the desired outcomes you want in all of those major life buckets. So today I want to deep dive how to go about doing this so you don't become another failed statistic. The first step to creating change in life is always awareness. So let's write this down. First step is awareness. If this is new to you, I have a totally free resource on my website called the Life Assessment. I invite you to take that and you can get it on my website, heatherhakes.com. The reason why awareness is everything is because most people are stuck living life in autopilot, unconscious, asleep at the wheel, living life in autopilot. And if you're not aware of your beliefs, your thoughts, emotional states, and behaviors that are keeping you stuck, that's why you're not creating the change that you seek. So this is the first step. And I just want you to get really clear and be honest with yourself. Let's write them out. What thoughts, beliefs, emotional states. So we're talking fear, worry, living in high stress, being anxious, overwhelmed, dwelling on the past aren't serving you. So your emotional states and then your habits. And it's habits like procrastination, being inconsistent, overcommitting, saying yes when you mean no. But this is the first step, and I just want you to write this out. Until you become aware of where you're at, it's impossible to get clear on where you want to go. So this is the first step. Write this down, pause this if you need to, but literally do this step. The second step to creating change in your life is creating a clear aim. What do you want? Now, despite your current circumstances, I don't care where you're currently at. I don't care about the dollar or lack of in your bank account. I don't care about your health, your relationships, or where your business is. I just want you to understand where you're currently at is data. It is feedback, and it's feedback based on who you've been. And that's what we're going to get into today about the identity level. Because until you create change at the identity, nothing in your life will change. So despite where you're currently at, does not matter. It is old news. What do you want? And I want you to get really clear here. If you want to lose weight, that's a very vague goal. Your mind wants a clear target. Your mind is a goal achieving machine. So if you want to lose weight, give me a pound amount or a dress size that you want to be able to fit in. If it's make more money, have financial abundance, what is that dollar amount? If it's to travel, where do you want to go? If it's to grow your business or to create more success, what does that look like? Do you want to be speaking on stages? Is it a number of clients, podcast downloads, writing a new book? What do you want? So the second step here is you need to get really clear, specific and measurable goals. Specific, measurable. Don't be vague, because vague goals will give you vague or unwanted results. Now these are the big two. Creating awareness and aim puts you already ahead of most people in life. I've talked with individuals who have been stuck going through the motions, lacking clarity, a lot of the times years on end. So doing these first two already sets you ahead of the pack. Now the third piece, so you don't become another failed statistic, 92% of individuals is the identity level. And this is really what I coach my clients through on how to create version 2.0. If you want to fast track where you are and truly make 2026 your best year ever, create clarity, forward focus, and have accountability, I invite you to schedule a breakthrough call. You can learn more about my one-on-one coaching by visiting heatherhakes.com. What has taken me years and thousands of hours to learn in this process of identity shifting, of manifesting my ideal reality, I can teach to you in 8 weeks. So let's get into this third and most important step. It's the identity level. And understanding that your identity creates your reality. So let's deep dive what exactly that means and how, by shifting identity, you can make 2026 your best year ever. So the big thing, I am not into New Year's resolutions because I understand that creating change in your life comes down to systems and processes. And just like wanting to grow your muscle, you have to do the reps. So I don't rely on motivation because it really comes down to self-leadership. But this is how you make 2026 your best year ever. So let's get into identity. As I just shared with you, your identity creates your reality. And your identity is made up of 3 things. Let me write this out. So your identity, which drives your behaviors, is made up of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, your habits. It's literally these 3 things. Now, thoughts are the first domino in reality creation, but it's your thoughts that then create your emotional states, and it's your emotions that drive your behaviors. These 3 work in tandem, creating your results. And then guess what? It just becomes a feedback loop. So if you don't change the first domino in reality creation, your emotional baseline won't change, your habits won't change, your results won't change. And a lot of people, and the reason why 92% of people fail is because they're trying to create change in their life by just updating habits, which is why some people will experience change in the short term, a couple weeks, maybe if they're lucky, because ultimately they revert back to that old identity. So that's why I don't do surface level BS. We get to the root cause, which is identity, but really it's these 2, your thoughts and emotional states. So let's talk more about at the thought level. Think about it like this. At all times, your thoughts are either empowering you or disempowering you, and you'll know by the way that you feel. So think of your emotions as a check engine light. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling excited? Do you feel empowered and abundant and free? Or do you feel stuck, contracted, in survival mode, fear, doubt, and worry? Your emotions are an indicator of the thoughts that you've been thinking. So let's write that out. Your thoughts are either empowering you, moving you in the direction that you want to go, or your thoughts are disempowering you, driving more unwanted results. So as I shared in the very beginning of this, self-awareness is everything. You have to become aware of what's going on at the identity level. Think about it as your operating system. You cannot upgrade the operating system if you don't know the moving pieces. So again, this is just about being self-aware, taking inventory. Do you have more empowering or disempowering thoughts? And the reality is, if you have unwanted results, disempowering thoughts are running the show. Here's the good news. When you become mindful and intentional, when you get back in the driver's seat of your life by doing, and I'll walk you through how you go about this, by directing and disciplining your mental, emotional states, you can create any outcome you choose. But that's where you have to start. And discipline, I feel like, has a negative connotation, but discipline equals freedom. Let's write that out. Discipline equals freedom. Because a lack of discipline will keep you stuck in cycles for years on end. And trust me, I've spoken with hundreds of individuals over the years, and a lot of times people are stuck. I've talked to individuals up to a decade. So think about that. thinking and feeling the same unwanted results year after year after year because they're part of that 92% of people that fail, but not you, because you understand that identity creates reality. So let's get into, how do you upgrade your identity, upgrade your self-image? How do you upgrade your beliefs so you can start getting wanted results in your life? As I shared with you in step 2, it's about creating an aim. You need clarity on where you're going. Because if you get really clear on the reality that you want, and through awareness, you understand where you are, now you can see the journey or the destination in which you're going to go. And all it comes down to is the daily reps of how you're showing up, how you upgrade your identity. Because when you start thinking and feeling differently, you can now start taking aligned actions, getting, guess what? Wanted results. So for example, a lot of people talk about the 1%. They're not lucky. They don't know some secret strategy that you don't. They just understand the power of identity, having mental, emotional discipline, and realizing it becomes a lifestyle. This is just who you are. Showing up, you're consistent. If you want to lose weight, movement is part of your daily life. Maybe so is meal prepping. If you want to grow your business or have financial freedom, you have to realize that your money mindset is what's keeping you stuck. But when you upgrade your mental, emotional state, you can create any dollar amount. You can create any wealth or opportunity that you seek. So let's deep dive a bit more on this idea of identity. Because based on who you are being, your state creates. So I'm going to write this down. Your state creates. And your state are your thoughts and emotions. Literally, your thoughts and emotions create your energetic vibe. It's your internal frequency. And your internal frequency then broadcasts, let's call it a signal. So if you're thinking and feeling stressed and contracted in survival, you are broadcasting static and noise, which is why you're getting unwanted results, because the universe is like, I have no idea what you want. You're all over the place. You're doubting, you're worried, you want it, you don't. You have your foot on the gas and you have your foot on the brake. You're creating the static and the noise because you're unconscious in autopilot. But when you start being intentional with your thoughts and emotions, because you have a clear aim, you know where you're going, you realize that when you start thinking and feeling in tandem, in alignment, you're feeling empowered, you're feeling confident, you have certainty and conviction, you're taking consistent aligned actions, you now broadcast a very different signal, and that signal is expansive. That signal, you become magnetic. So it really is about generating a frequency through your state in order to get desired reality. Let me say that again, because that was really crucial. It is about generating, and here's how you generate. Through your thoughts and your emotional state, you generate a frequency. Your internal frequency broadcasts a signal, and whatever is in resonance with you is what you will experience. So when you're stuck in lack, scarcity, fear, and survival, you are generating that broadcast, that signal, meaning life is a boomerang. You can only experience more lack, survival, fear, and worry. But when you get clear on what you want, and you are thinking and feeling confident and empowered, not motivated, because that is fleeting, but you're feeling unstoppable. You know that what you want is inevitable because you understand the formula that identity creates reality. And you're thinking and feeling and you're taking these actions, and now you're broadcasting a crystal clear signal, and you maintain and sustain this state of being. This is when the synchronicities and the serendipities and the resources you need literally come to you. So let's talk about real world experiences. How do you put this into play? When it comes to manifesting, I never worry about the how, because the how is not my job. getting a dollar amount, getting that vacation, getting an opportunity, trying to make it happen, not my job. But who I am being, since my identity creates my reality, my state creates, that is my job, and that is your job. So for example, and I love this, I play this game all of the time, and I've become a master manifester, which you have the opportunity to do too. And here's the thing about manifesting. You are manifesting every single day, whether or not you want it, because you are always broadcasting a signal, but it's time to stop living by default, and it's time to start living by design. So I've done this seriously for when I wanted to live in San Diego, to be on podcast, for dollar amounts, for opportunities. I get so clear on what I want. And I know that thinking and feeling and taking inspired, aligned action, not taking action, trying to make something happen, those are two totally different frequencies. But how they've come my way is what blows my mind. And here's what I do. Because I understand the mechanics of all of this, I think of life as a game, and I live in excited anticipation. How's it gonna come my way? But as long as I stay disciplined and intentional with how I'm thinking and feeling, and I get that it's a process. It doesn't matter if it takes 3 weeks or 6 months. I know that what I want is inevitable because I am sending out a clear signal. This is the key on how to become the small percentage of individuals that actually get what they want in their life. When you get back in the driver's seat of your life through self-awareness, through creating a clear aim, and then through the daily application of putting these into play, you can create any results that you want. And that is how you can make 2026 your best year ever. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What questions do you have around these processes or these principles? How can I help you? And again, I want to invite you, if you want to fast track and get from where you are to where you want to be, schedule a breakthrough call and learn more about my one-on-one coaching by visiting my website, heatherhakes.com. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Get started now. Put this into play now, and you will get ahead of most people that will stay stuck, unconscious, in autopilot, and 2026 will just be a repeat of 2025. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop, and give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one.